We are live from Egypt. Over the next few days, we want to bring you the views and opinions of prominent business and political leaders in this country as Egypt marches on toward a presidential election. Naguib Sawiris, of course, one of the most renowned business leaders in this country, but also a man who's turned his interest to politics. Welcome, Naguib Sawiris.
Well, thank you.
You have supported Amr Moussa for president. Why?
I mean, the revolution didn't get us the candidates we expected to have. So we expected to have a young revolutionist who helped in Tahrir Square in the revolution. Unfortunately, the outcome is what you see.
Yeah.
So when you have a choice, you need to see who's the best out of the choice we have.
But Amr Moussa is an old regime member. Why support him? Isn't that going back?
No, it is not, because, I mean, what other choice do we have? Do we need to go and get a less qualified person because he is not an old regime like you call him? And he was not old regime. He worked with Mubarak as his foreign minister, but Mubarak sacked him for being too popular because he felt he's a threat to him. And I know him very well, and he was not in agreement with everything Mubarak did, you know.
All right, so basically you're saying he wasn't in agreement, but didn't say it openly.
No, he tried.
Does that mean
I would
people
say
can trust
I tried. Who could have said openly at that time? I mean, everybody who pretends to be brave today and so on, where were they all when Mubarak was there? It was a dictatorial regime.
Yeah.
People were afraid to speak, so you can't blame anything. And with all respect to the other candidates, well, they're all there also during Mubarak. You know.
One of the first things you told me when you walked in, you said, you know what, I'm kind of depressed about this whole process.
Yeah, I am depressed.
Why are you depressed?
Because this is not really what we expected from this revolution, you know. I mean, the Muslim Brotherhoods have taken over two-thirds of the power in the country, and now they're aiming for the last part of the country. There's a threat of this country becoming a religious country and falling into the hands of an Iran-like regime. That's what we are all scared of, and that's why our choice today is either we vote for a civil candidate or we are hooked to a religious state, and then we have another Iran here.
Do you think the Muslim Brotherhood, this is a plot by the Muslim Brotherhood, that Abdul Munaim Abdel Fattah and Mohammed Morsi, that those two are going to end up in the runoff, that you think this is somehow engineered?
Yes, of course.
Yes?
Yes.
How so?
Well, it's very simple. Mr. Morsi will get the 20% core Muslim Brotherhood's vote.
Yeah.
Mr. Fattah will get the 20% of the Salafis. Each of them gets another 5%, is 25 each. And everybody else is swimming in this 50%.
Yeah.
If you assume everybody, the others, Sabahi, Bastawisi, and so will get 15, only 35 will be left for Musa and Shafiq, which means each of them 15 or 20 will be less than the two other candidates.
If the two in the runoff are Morsi and Abdel Fattah, will you vote for one of them?
Never.
Why not?
No, I'm against a religious state. Egypt should remain a civil state, and I'm saying we will all fight for this cause.
And you're part of a religious minority in Egypt, of course. You're a Coptic.
That's beside the point.
Does that have anything to do with who you support?
I'm fighting for a secular state.
Yeah.
I'm fighting for the right of everybody to have his own freedom of life, the way he wants life, art, culture, not a religious state.
So are you worried? I mean, are you worried? Because it's also linked to how the economy...
I'm more than worried.
The economy also. You as a prominent, renowned business leader, here you are facing a country where foreign investment isn't coming in anymore.
I'm not, the economy is my second concern. My first concern right now is the right of freedom, my personal freedom, our freedom of our culture. This is a nation with a big heritage, with all the, we have always embraced art, philosophy, music, you know. We are not going to surrender to a religious state. That's my main concern. Economy, okay, once we get all this done with, we'll rebound, we'll come
rebuild.
back. Yeah.
When you cast your ballot tomorrow or after tomorrow, I don't know when you're going to choose to vote.
I'm going at 7 o'clock in the morning. I will be the first in line.
Well, I think they open at 8, so maybe
no, I'm going 7 because I don't want to stand in line too long. So.
Got it. But what will you feel, last question, when you put that piece of paper in the box?
Well, here's a voice of truth, you know. Yeah. The only thing that we have to admit that this revolution has gotten us is the right to choose. It's the first time in history since 1952 where Egyptians choose their president. Never before.
It's a historic event.
Yep.
Naguib Sawiris, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us.